WLFEDB Digital Network are engaging in the safe space. What is safe space? A safe space is a supporting and affirming environment for individuals within the LGBTQ+ community. Each podcast displaying the Safe Space logo will have resources available on hand for those in need without judgment. Here at WLFEDB Digital Network, we care. We listen, we support, we understand.
Warning, the following video contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers and or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Inside the Drag Closet with Jade. Join Jade DeVere and her fabulous team of guests as they discuss all things drag, from wigs to makeup to performances and everything in between.
Join us at WLFE-DB.com for upcoming shows and more.
Well, hello there, kids. Welcome to Inside the Drag Closet, the interactive podcast where we talk about all things drag and some things that aren't. Who knows? We're really just here to have a good time. Now, you might have noticed if you follow us on Facebook that a few things changed this week. Sadly, our originally planned guests could not make it tonight, but I am beside myself about the guests we do have for tonight. We have the incredible Jules Darling and Sasha Magnolia. Now, in their own performing personas, they couldn't be more different, but you might notice they look rather similar. That's right, kids. We are twinning this evening. That's right. We have our first set of twins on the show. Well, technically our second set, but our first set was not on the same episode, but they will be next week. But we'll get to that in a little bit. I did want to take a moment to also address the fact that Scarlett will not be joining us this evening. Scarlett, we love her, we adore her, but she has made the very smart choice to take care of herself right now. So she is taking a step back from the show. I'm very proud of her for this decision. I know it was not an easy decision. We love her dearly, and she knows that her spot is here for her whenever she wants to come back. But she's not going to join us this evening, and that is perfectly fine. We're still going to have an amazing episode tonight. Let's see who's watching. You know what? Before we see who's watching, let's talk about me. Let's talk about a little who, what, and where. Who am I? My name is Jade DeVere. I am a drag performer based out of Central PA. I have been performing for 437 years now. I love doing drag. It's what wakes me up in the morning and keeps me going. What am I wearing? Well, if you were over on my Facebook or YouTube earlier, you might have noticed I was testing out our new Patreon. That's right. You can follow Inside the Drag Closet on Patreon. There will be Patreon exclusive content from here on out. So make sure you subscribe over there. And I was doing my makeup with everyone. My eyes tonight. I asked the audience what I should do. My eyes are by Morphe. They're from the Such a Gem palette. I absolutely love how it turned out. They're a little shiny, but that's okay. I am wearing a lot of Wet n Wild. My cheeks are Juvia's Place. My lashes are 47 pairs glued together. My lips are a whole bunch of different products. They wanted me to do more of a ballet champagne sort of lip. I've never done a lip like this before. I didn't think I'd be into it, but I'm kind of digging it. My hair is by the incredible Zamber Sky. My jewelry this evening is Fancy by Design, and my outfit is from Coquettery Clothing. So look into them. They are incredible. Last but not least, where can you find me? Well, first of all, you can find me on Patreon. Just go to Patreon and type in Inside the Drag Closet. Like I said, there will be exclusive content over there, so make sure you subscribe. I have been performing all over the place. I've been keeping myself super busy. In fact, in January, I will be at Divas Down Under. It is our 5th anniversary celebration show with our core cast. Myself, Amethyst Diamond, Poison, Anastasia Diamond, Katarina Couture, and Paula Frost will be there that evening. So make sure you get your tickets ASAP. Look for Divas Down Under on Facebook. The tickets are available, I believe, through Eventbrite. And they're up a little early, and we already have 40 tickets sold. So do not wait around. That show is consistently sold out. So get your tickets as soon as you can. I'm also going to be at the Cantina in York coming up soon. I got a lot of stuff going on. But I want to see who has checked in this evening. Let me see. Who do we have? Ooh, lots of comments. Fantastic. Vicky is here. Fantastic. The fabulous Miss Vicky Shock is watching this evening. Hello, darling. Aunt Brenda is watching. Hello, Aunt Brenda. How are you? Estee Lauderdale. Oh, my stars and garters. You look amazing. Thank you, sweetheart. You know, it's funny. I was getting ready and I was like, you know, it's a nice night. I'm not going to wear my bosom. And then I put the outfit on. I was like, nope, go get your boobs. Don't leave them downstairs. It happens. Don't you hate when you leave your boobs downstairs? Alicia Stair, Eving, all of you special, beautiful beings. Hello to you, darling. Hope you are doing well. Orion Angel, looking beautiful, my darling. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Tammy is watching. Hey, Jade, I was watching you apply your makeup. You look fab. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I was enjoying it. You know, that might be a thing. Like, I'm going to be doing my makeup on Patreon every week, but it might be fun for you, the audience, to help me decide what I'm going to do. So let's keep that going. Sedusa is watching. Hey, love the wig. I love this wig too. She's a little bigger than I normally do, but I do not hate it. Like, Zamber Sky really puts together a nice chapeau. Just saying. You do you, Scar. Absolutely. We love you, Scarlet. Take care of yourself. You know, we're here. Robin is watching this evening. Good evening, everyone. Robin and Vicky will be on the show on the 22nd, I believe. And they are both getting drag makeovers. Speaking of twinning, we're going to be making over twins. The universe just works in weird ways. And I love that. Orion says, that means you started drag in 1554. Tell us, Jade, how did you survive the witch trials? Who said I did? Anyway, Reese says, Ice Queen. I'm feeling very Sugar Plum Fairy tonight. I'm not going to lie. I like this look. I'm purple perfection. That's how I feel in drag. I love purple. I think it works for me. Not a big fan of purple when I'm not in drag, but when I'm in drag, I'm definitely feeling the purple. Shane Fetro is watching. I miss and love you guys. We love you too, sweetheart. Hope you are doing well. Send love to your sister for us. We know you both went through a serious loss recently. We are here for you if you need anything. Johnny Wonders is watching this evening. Looking good, lady. Ms. Johnny Wonders is also known as the late Buffy Buffington. So sorry to hear about your passing. I'm not sorry. I'm glad she's gone. I'm really glad she's gone. No, I'm kidding. I miss you, girl. Long story short, I'm downloading Final Fantasy 14 right now. Anyway, who else do we have? Chanel is watching. Hello. Chanel was watching me get ready earlier. Love the shades of purple. They really turned out good. Oh, no, it wasn't Chanel. It was Shannon. My brain. You put the wig on and I just get dumb. Super dumb. It happens. So, kids, I just want to remind you, not only do we have our Patreon, but we still have merch available. I'm trying to get all the advertising in while it's in my brain. So, if you are in need of any masks or gaiters, because that's still a thing, you can order them at jadedevere.com/merch. We also have fanny packs available. The tie-dye shirts are super cute. Just throwing it out there. We have our t-shirts, our towels. There are still hoodies and sticker packs. So make sure you buy our merch. The more you buy, the more we can put into this show. Oh, Robin and Vicky got their tickets for Divas. Fantastic. I was watching but silent because doing stuff. Valid. You know, it's funny. I love painting live online, but I always know it's going to take me longer, and that's fine. You know, usually I got to talk at a school this week, and it was very rewarding. Some of the teachers were a little weird about having a drag queen in class, but none of them came and listened. So they just judged without understanding the situation. So that's a thing. But a lot of the kids like asked me about my makeup, asked me about my drag, asked me about my life. And it was rewarding. I started second guessing myself because I was given the opportunity or the option to go as a boy. And I thought, no, that's not the same message. I am walking into this school in a conservative area in drag and confident, because that's what those kids needed to see. And I don't regret my choices. I regret that it might have affected the people who put it all together. And that's upsetting to me. But I needed those kids to see someone strong and empowered and queer and just living their life to the fullest. So there we go. Anyway, I think it is time to meet our wonderful guests for the evening. I'm going to bring them both out here at the same time. We are still going to do a little who, what, and where, but this is going to be exciting because for the price of two, basically, is what is going on. I'm super excited to chat with them and get to know them a little bit better. So everyone, let's welcome to Inside the Drag Closet, Jules Darling and Sasha Magnolia. Hi.
Hi.
Alrighty, kids. We're going to do it one at a time. Who wants to go first with a little who, what, and where?
Sasha can go first.
Sure.
Sasha can go first. Alrighty, girl. Give us a little who, what, and where about you.
So my name is Sasha Magnolia. I have been doing drag for 7 years, I think. Something like that. Currently wearing a Once on This Island t-shirt from when I saw it on Broadway the night before it closed. It was amazing. Some Old Navy some random ass fucking thing. I don't know. All my drag's packed up because I'm moving in a month. You can find me on 1153 on Instagram. And keep an eye out there because currently I don't have any shows coming up. That's all in the works, changing around with producers that we were working with in the past.
Fantastic. And how about you, Jules?
I'm Jules. I do both burlesque, variety, and a little bit of drag. I'm currently wearing my base layer for work because I have to work tonight at 11. Overnight shifts. I'm mostly in the central PA area. I don't have a lot of performances right now because of work. But aside from that, I stage kitten occasionally at different events. Just helping out, doing backstage stuff mostly.
Fantastic. Oh, we got another visitor too. Who is that?
It's a Randy.
Aw.
This is my baby boy.
So cute. Hello, buddy. Could not be less impressed with me. That's valid.
He doesn't even know what he's doing.
Aw, same. Anybody who watches this show every week knows Jade doesn't know what she's doing at all. Literally, the comment section, it's just like, puppy, there's a dog, puppy. Drag performers. Nobody cares about the drag. The moment we have a dog, we're done.
Bro, look at that. Look at his face. Look at this face. Look at him.
Oh, hello. So I want to know, as twins, what is it like both being in the performance world? How often do you get mistaken for each other?
I've never had that issue. Jules, on the other hand, will tell you many stories about walking through Philadelphia back in the day when we both lived down in Jersey. And people would constantly be like, oh my God, Sasha Magnolia. Or, oh my God, insert boy name. Oh my God, it's you. And it's like, nope. I'm the other one. Constantly. And it used to piss him off way too much.
I think it was the right amount of pissed off. I am my own person. We have very different hair colors and very different hairstyles and very different ways of dressing now.
Even back then.
Well, no, I'm saying like now that we're like adults, because like when we were in school together, we've been performing like in theaters since
2004.
Yeah, we performed in theaters, dance companies, all of that together, doing different shows. So then it was understandable because we were in the same shows, we were doing the same things. Now we're in our own different areas. Sasha does mostly drag. I do a little bit of
drag.
Sasha only does drag. I do a little bit of burlesque and variety stuff, as well as I'm also into the leather stuff. So we have our own different scenes that we have kind of matured into, which was totally on purpose.
Yes.
Because there was so much of when we both came into the Philly scene, it was Sasha was bursting into the drag stuff and I didn't really have anything. And then I found the leather and the variety stuff. And I was like, cool, you have your stuff. I'll have my stuff. Separate.
I have a funny story about, I believe it was the first time I met Sasha, because I remember walking up to you and just not knowing you were twins and instantly thinking, why is Jules in drag? Like, what is the connection? Because it was at a pageant. I was like, I was
what
so
pageant was
this? I think this was at the America pageant.
Oh my God, when I was with Kenra. Oh wow.
Yeah. I was so confused because my brain is like, I didn't think Jules and Kenra were close. And I'm like, never did it cross my mind. And then I think Jules was there and I was done. I was like, oh, okay. Now I'm okay.
Oh yeah. We've been confusing people for many, many years. I think my favorite story, you'll remember this, Jules. We were at a family event in Maryland, and my grandmother was sitting across the table from us, and she made the mistake of saying, oh yeah, I can only tell them apart by what they're wearing. My mother looks at us and says, go to the bathroom and change. So we did that, and we like made sure that everything was different. So like we switched shirts, we switched shoes, like everything. We walk back out and she calls us the wrong name and we're like, ha, gotcha.
That's amazing. Robin just said she can relate to that. Whenever someone mistakes her for her sister, they say wrong number.
Ooh, I like that. I'm stealing that.
That's fun. I love that.
I am definitely stealing that. That's a good one.
That is.
I have a fun question for the two of you.
Ooh.
What is one thing you wish you had that your sibling has?
Dogs.
Okay, that's not where I was going with that, but that makes sense. We broke Sasha.
A stable relationship. I'm gonna jump in with this story because this bitch came out the closet 6 years after me, roughly. Realistically never actually came out of the closet. Kind of just was like, oh yeah, hi, I'm queer. Whatever. He went for his first pageant title, which was Philadelphia Fetish, and won. First time going. I had already done 4 pageants at that time and only placed closest first alternate. He's had more relationships than I have. I've had 0. I don't even know how many because they're like polycube and what shit. And he's married and he has a house. I'm finally getting a house, but like came out way later than me and all these things, and now it's like, oh, I got everything you wanted, bitch.
Shady. I love it. So we got a question from the audience, and I kind of dig this one. This is a cute question. What are you asking Santa for this year? Right? That's such a good... Who has an answer?
Money. I never know what I want for Christmas. At this point, I'm buying a new house. So a lot of my Christmas presents are going to end up being for the house and not necessarily for me. The one thing I did request was DNA tests for my dogs to know what breeds they are exactly, because they're both kind of question marks. We know Randy's a Beagle mix, but we don't know what he's mixed with. And Scooby just, who fucking knows? So.
That's fair. I dig that.
I'd probably say anything Dungeons and Dragons related. I play a weekly D&D game, and so like I really want some more like D&D like players books that give information about what things, about like different classes and things, and also dice. I am a whore for dice.
Dice for a Dungeons and Dragons player is such a cop-out gift.
It is, but they're also kind of like crack. Like you can't have enough of them.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: if you get your Dungeons and Dragons player like a very specified one, like a couple years ago, I was playing, and my one friend who was playing in the same campaign with me, was a druid and turned into a tiger and like crashed a wedding. So she got me tiger themed dice where all of the like the maximum number on the dice is a tiger face. Like
that's cute.
That's good.
Jade, what did you ask for Christmas for this year?
You know, it's funny. My mother-in-law always wants me to do a Christmas list, and I feel so weird about that. I want to be surprised. I don't like asking for things. I am just grateful for the things I get.
That's an entire mood.
Right. I've always felt pressure around the holidays. Nothing my family ever did. I always feel like if I don't do it right, and I love my in-laws, but my mother-in-law loves the holidays. And I'm just like, just get me stuff. I told my husband to create my Christmas list this year. Like, what do you think I need? Because I'm with you, Sasha. I would like money.
Right.
I could use
I got
money.
bills to pay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need material things. Pay my bills.
Exactly.
I see a really good question from Alicia Stair.
Have you all ever performed together, and what was it? If not, would you, and what would you perform? Ooh.
Can I do this one?
Go for it.
Go. So many, many moons ago, I was in a competition show called Drag Wars. It was hosted by the questionable Mimi I'm First. One of the weeks, the theme was freak show, like American Horror Story freak show. It was right around the same time, so it was like that was the theme. And one of the prompts was conjoined twins. And I'm like, I'm literally a twin. If any of you fuckers take this, I will kill you. I was very, very adamant about getting it, and I did. So we came out matching outfits. We were conjoined at the head. Started off with "We Are Siamese," if you please, the little cat song, and then went into like a slew of other songs. "What Is This Feeling?" "Fuck You" by Lily Allen. "And I'm Telling You." Ended up with the Slasher in the bathroom, and Jason and Jules scalps me on stage, and I'm left crying on the floor, and then it just goes into "All by Myself." It was honestly iconic. It's somewhere on my Facebook page, but it's my favorite thing we've ever done together.
I am looking for that now because that is ridiculous.
Oh, it was a lot of fun ago, but it was a lot of fun.
Go ahead.
We've also performed so since we are twins, our mother belongs to a group called the New Jersey Mothers of Multiple Clubs, also known as Twins Club. So it's for mothers who have had more than one child at a time, twins, triplets, so on and so forth. They have a yearly convention in Atlantic City, and I want to say it was 4 years ago, we actually performed together as their Friday night entertainment. And so we each did a couple of numbers with some guests as well. And we actually were like trying to get booked again for the longest time. And we just found out recently that we were booked for this coming November
2022.
In 2022. So we already have our wonderful host here as one of our guests for that, as well as someone from Philly. So we will be performing it together again.
She's actually done this show before, if anybody has been for around. It's the absolutely fabulous Asia Monroe.
Oh, I love her. Asia is incredible. We love her here.
She is one of my favorite performers in the entire world. I've actually been very blessed in the past year or so since COVID to work brunch with her at Taboo pretty frequently and have gotten really close with her. Designed a few costumes for her. Very, very wonderful person. She is so young and so talented and so old school drag. And it's something that I absolutely adore about her.
She's old school drag with a modern twist. Mm-hmm. And such a wonderful human being. So
oh my God.
Down to earth.
So amazing.
Yeah. There was another question here. And it, of course, is coming from a twin. Did you all ever do the April Fool's prank where you switch classes during school?
Nope.
Absolutely not.
There were far too many people who could tell us apart. And my mother always said, if I find out that y'all switch spots in school, you're grounded for a year.
And she would.
That's keeping it PG. She probably said some other things, but...
And the thing is that she totally would find out that we switched spots, because there was one time in high school, I started dating this girl. We were only dating for like a week, and my mother knew. Like, we didn't even make it official. Like, it wasn't even like an official thing. It was just like we were chatting a lot via text message, and my mother fucking knew. She has this way. So we never did. We never would have, because we were terrified that she would find out and we'd be grounded.
Wow. That's wild. Huh. I had another question in mind, but now I'm like, now it's gone. It's this wig. I blame this wig. It's eating my soul.
You can blame the wig. I'm blaming the weed.
There you go. We have more people popping in tonight. That's fantastic. Oh, even more twins. Oh. Fantastic.
Yes, twins.
Another drag twin too.
There's a lot of us.
You know, it's funny, when I was in high school, it always seemed to be a weird thing in all the twins I met. One ended up straight and one would always be gay. How do you two feel about that? Pretty gay.
I would say that it probably has to do with whether or not they were fraternal or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the twins that I know that are identical are either both straight or both gay, or some form of queer.
Huh. I had never really thought about that.
Because the other thing is that it's literally been proven that being queer of some form is part of your DNA. And if you're born from the same embryo and like you're split, that makes you identical. So you're more likely to have similar DNA than if you were fraternal twins. You would have two different embryos building different DNA stacks. So, put a little science in there for you.
I don't like science. That was just a lot. I don't. Everything you just said.
Huh.
I do know fraternal twins who one's straight and one's gay. But
that's wild. I never would have thought of that. Because the twins I'm thinking of, like one twin, super butch military family man, the other screaming queen, but they're identical.
The straight one's the press and some shit.
Or the dick is just that good. Alrighty, kids, we are going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we are going to have a rapid fire session of Just Ask Jade, where you can ask me anything for 5 minutes, and I will answer whether you like it or not. And then we will continue our conversation with Jules and Sasha. So don't go too far. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.
WLFE Digital Broadcast Network is on TV. You can watch all of our shows on WLFE-DB.com. Check out our channels. Paranormal View for all of your paranormal type shows. LGBTQ Friends for all of our LGBTQ shows. Variety Unlimited for all other shows. It runs 24/7 right on WLFE-DB.com. You'll even catch the lives, all in one place. Never miss an episode, past or future. WLFE-DB.com, where our shows are your shows. Here at WLFE-DB, you can find shows that vary in many topics. The paranormal, the creepy, heavy metal, and LGBTQ and drag. Our shows are your shows, and we want to provide a wide diversity for all to enjoy. So, tune in to facebook.com/WLFEDB Radio. Like, follow, and share with your friends and family. Also, go check out our website at www.WLFE-DB.com. 2021 just got better. Your favorite shows from WLFE-DB Radio can now be found on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Yes, we now video stream to both of those platforms. Search for your favorite shows like Where's My Sage, Inside the Drag Closet, Across the Pond, Everything Yet Nothing, Paratalk Radio, Step into the Paranormal, The Creepy Parlor, Just Cindy, and more. Now you won't miss an episode. Remember, follow Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Make sure you subscribe and follow your favorite WLFE-DB radio shows.
More from WLFEDB Radio Network after this.
Hey guys and dolls, this is Casey DeVille, the better half of DeVille Inc., Baltimore, Maryland. If you're ever in Baltimore, stop in and see me and Tony. Invisible Bree, 5920 Eastern Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland, 21224. Give us a call if you're in the area at 410-400-9641, or look us up on the web at DeVilleInc.com. DeVille Inc., where we specialize in you.
Oh yeah. Life just got sweeter now that WLFE-DB has merchandise. Show your support by purchasing your t-shirts for WLFE, Paratalk Radio, Inside the Drag Closet, and more. But it doesn't stop there. T-shirts, coffee mugs, tanks, buttons, cloth bags, and more. Go to WLFE-DB.com. On the top bar, click on the merchandise tab, and bam, there you go. You got merch. Support the shows. WLFE-DB.com.
You're listening to WLFE-DB Radio. Now, back to our program.
Alrighty, kids. Welcome to Just Ask Jade, the segment where you can ask a drag queen anything. It is currently 9:04 You have until 9:10 to ask me anything you want, and I will answer. So I do see we have a lot of questions for Sasha and Jules, but let's get to some of these fun ones. What is one of your favorite holiday treats? What is it called? It's a German kind of cookie. I forget what it's called, but we used to have it in the house all the time, and it's just delicious. Oh, now I have to look it up. I don't remember what it's called. I will figure this out, or I will remember by the end of the episode. What is a Christmas present you wish for as a child but never received? All of the gem dolls. Any gem doll. I remember I ended up with Aja just because my friend didn't want to play with her. And I loved Aja. She was my favorite, so she gave me Aja, but I wanted all of them. What is your favorite Christmas song? Not a big holiday person, ironically. 12 Days of Christmas, just because there's so many good parodies of it out there. Do you want us to bring anything on the 22nd? I want you to, 1, bring a hoodie you don't mind getting dirty, and 2, bring what makes you feel powerful. Because we're going to base your drag on that. Orion wants to know, what is your least favorite musical you have ever been in? Anything goes. I love the show. I just didn't enjoy the process of doing it. Simple as that. Yeah, that's it. Any other musicals I've been in that I didn't enjoy? I did makeup for South Pacific once. Before we were as enlightened as we are now, I was hired by a high school to come in and paint all of these Caucasian kids to look like they were Pacific Islanders. Luckily, we have all learned, we have grown, and those are mistakes we will not make again. What is your favorite childhood dinner? Shrimp fried rice. It still is my favorite food, or it's one of my favorite foods. I love shrimp fried rice. It's my favorite thing. Estee Lauderdale, what is your favorite place to eat at the mall? Oh, it really depends on the mall. The mall closest to us is the Capital City Mall. There's a really good sushi place there, but there's a noodle place there too that is remarkable. And there is a Chinese place in there that used to be at a different mall, and that's where I would go on my lunch break in college. I would always get Chinese food. What is your favorite artist to perform? And you're stunning. Thank you. Favorite artist. I don't know. Honestly, Madonna. I have a goal in my career. I am going to perform every track on the Ray of Light album at some point. It's going to happen. Kenneth wants to know, what do you want Derek to get you for Christmas? Money. What he thinks I need. Honestly, I'm really bad about picking stuff out for myself. Vicky wants to know, what is one thing you are excited about going into 2022? Tune into our last episode of the month and you will find out. Yeah, it's going to be an exciting episode. We're making a huge announcement that night. Orion, what is your go-to drink? Water. Water all day. Estee, Reba or Dolly? Dolly. Love Dolly. Alrighty. We have one more minute. Oh, Carlotta's watching. Hello, sweetheart. How are you? One more question, and then we're going to bring our guests back. So, who wants it? I'm getting a Facebook message. Who's that? I just got a message from one of the kids that I met at the school this week. What would have to be your favorite smell? Favorite smell is cotton candy. I love the smell of cotton. No, two of them. Cotton candy or cucumber. Just refreshing. Estee Lauderdale. Diet water. Yes, my favorite drink is diet water. That's water without the chunky bits in it. Orion got the last question. If you could own any animal for a pet, I'm pretty sure everyone would expect me to say a panda, but they are very high maintenance, and I am a very busy person, so that would not be the question, or that would not be my answer. I would not feel right having a pet because I could not devote the time to them that they deserve. And Vicky also asked, paper or plastic straws? Paper all day. Derek says the chunky bits are called ice. Don't tell me how to live my life. No, I don't want that in my water. I don't want to put on too much weight. Stupid. Anyway, let's bring back our fabulous guests, one of which is currently dying over my last answer. Let's bring back Jules Darling and Sasha Magnolia. Oh,
I'm still shocked that you said paper straws. Like, I get that they're really good for the environment, but when they sit in water for too long or any drink, they start to deteriorate, and then you get that little the inside parts in your mouth. Give me a silicone straw or a metal straw or something reusable.
I love a metal
Any
straw. Like, that's usually what I use at work all day. So yeah. Now let me scroll back up. Now that I asked for all those questions, I have to go back and find the questions that were here for you too. I am so glad the two of you are having fun. I am having such a great time.
Can I answer one of the questions that you got asked?
Sure.
Favorite Christmas song? Because this is a throwback that not everyone will know, and it's one that's literally my favorite. I wanted to use this as a solo opportunity during my high school show choir days. It's My Christmas Card to You by the Partridge Family.
Huh.
Give it a listen. It is sweet. It is quintessential like 70s music background, but the message of it is so sweet, and it's not overly Christian, which is nice. It's just like happiness.
I've always been one of those people. I'm a happy holidays person. I love all the different holidays that are going on right now. We used to go down to Disney when I was in high school, and we always had to do a Christmas presentation, but it couldn't be overly religious. We would do the Hallelujah chorus because it is a classic and it's something everyone knows. And then we did this incredible version of Havana one year. That song is tough.
I personally love, and Jules will agree with me on this one, and if you don't, I'm going to fight you. Light One Candle by Peter, Paul, and Mary. We used to do a very, very beautiful choral arrangement of it. And as a tenor, tenors are a dime and a dozen, but the high tenor harmonies on there were like so choice, so good.
And it's one of the very few Hanukkah songs that exist.
True.
Yeah.
I also really love another throwback that Jules will appreciate, the 12 Groovy Days of Christmas.
What?
No.
5 golden mood rings.
Woot woot.
I'm
write it down, bitch. Write it down. It is so fucking good.
One of my favorites that I've started performing this year is the 12 Days, D-A-Z-E, of Christmas by Faye McKay. She
already in love with it.
Right. And I don't know when she started, but she's been performing. She's been a lounge singer for ages, and she literally just gets drunk as hell during the number, and it's like it's beautiful. I tried to find a lot of my friends perform it, but I found a version I hadn't seen as much, so I've started doing that one this year, and I love it.
Oh. I feel like I've seen, I think Fancy's done that before.
Yep.
And it's good.
It's so good. By the time she gets to 11, she's just vomiting. It's It's a classic. And there's videos of her literally sitting in a recliner, holding a microphone, performing it, just sitting there in her 80s, just living her best life. Oh, yeah. So good. So I did find some of the questions. One of the questions from Bell Ender, Belender, stop it. That took me a second. If you had to star in a movie, what role would you like to play? I'd be the mom.
Does it have to be like human?
No.
Bitch, if you do not say the Diva Plava Laguna from The Fifth Element.
I was actually going to opt in to be the Beanstalk and Jack the Beanstalk.
What?
It's not clear by me sitting down. I'm 6'5" out of drag and wear nothing but 6-inch heels, so I am 7 feet tall, and that is what I would play.
I love that. How about you, Jules?
I'd just go for comedic relief. A good example of that is oh fuck, what's his name? Singing in the Rain. The song the guy who does Make 'Em Laugh and Singing in the Rain.
Why am I completely blanking? I can see his face.
No, same.
Make him laugh. Donald O'Connor.
Yes. That is like the quintessential example of what I want to be. Like the roles that he plays. It's just
dancing and comedy at the same time.
Yeah. I love that.
Some good shit for me.
Orion has a really good question here. This is a mess and I love it. Surprise! You now have to create a number based on one of the gifts in 12 Days of Christmas. What are you doing?
Does it have to be the original 12 Days of Christmas, or can I do the 12 Groovy Days of Christmas? Because I'm making a whole mix off of the fucking 5 golden mood rings.
Go for it. Oh my God, that'd be cute. Just throw Aquarius in there.
All 70s decked.
I love that. There's I don't know.
I'm gonna go 3 French hens.
That's just because you're obsessed with cocks.
No, literally that's literally it. Because I would do like a parody version of it and have it just be 3 French cocks.
Just dicks everywhere.
Dicks.
The Tuesday night.
Now I feel uncomfortable because I was gonna do the maiden's milking, but I'm like, no, that's kind of the same thing. Nope.
It will be a duet. It's
a duet. It's a group number.
Yeah. I mean, definitely is a group.
Well, Cassie Hunter wants to know. So your mother always knew, but do you all have a secret language or twin telepathy?
So one of my mom's favorite stories to tell about us is when we were super young, we went outside and it was like our first snow that we like could like actually do anything in, because like there was a blizzard when we were born, but like we weren't allowed to go out in a blizzard because we're like 3 days old. So we were like 3 or so, and we went outside. One of us grabbed a snowball, came inside, looked at the other one, and just the light went off over our heads. And we both ran into the kitchen and just ran it underwater.
Huh.
I thought we threw it at her.
Oh, no. But there are other times where like we're on like the same wavelength. We don't necessarily have like a secret language, but we're definitely on the same wavelength and definitely know what the other is thinking a lot of the times.
Oh yeah.
Wild. That kind of ties into the next question here from another twin. The lovely Miss Trixie Valentine would like to know, what is your favorite part of being a twin? I like that you both made the same face right now, and it was
nothing.
No, shut up, bitch. I'd say my favorite part of being a twin is having someone to call and just complain about shit too.
Truth. He works overnights from 11 to 9 a.m. I start my job at 9 a.m. and he will call my office and talk shit with me for a good 30 minutes every day. I will call him when he's starting to wake up and we will talk shit for 45 minutes. And we just, it's really great to have, it's like a built-in best friend, and definitely something, it's very cliche to say that, but it's something that we didn't realize we had until after we like grew up and he moved out.
Because honestly, living together was hell.
Oh yeah, we fought all the time. But now that he's away, 2 hours away from me, I call him all the time.
Yeah.
I FaceTime whatever every single day.
That's cool. I love that. I was an only child up until I was 18. No, I was 18. And so I never had like the sibling experience until I was an adult. So yeah. I love hearing about it because it's so alien to me. Sorry, I'm responding to one of the questions privately. But yeah. And I love that you get along so well.
Now,
what's it like when you two fight?
Not pretty.
So, what Sasha looks like on a daily basis?
Why you gotta say that? Just because I don't have eyebrows?
Yes.
I shaved my eyebrows a whole year before I actually started performing. Because when I started learning I practiced my makeup for a full year before actually doing anything on stage. Because I was like, I'm not going to walk out there and look ugly. I would cover my brows and I bruised my brow bone like 4 times. I was like, you know what? Shave them off. Haven't grown them back since. I was 7 years ago.
And I still remember the one time that you looked straight at someone who has had cancer with a fucking beanie on your head and huge eyebrows and no beard and goes, "Hi, my name's Luke.
Leukemia.
You're a terrible human being."
Oh, she laughed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She laughed. She fully laughed. She thought it was hysterical.
I don't remember who that was. I remember it happening.
It was B.
Oh my god!
You know, the
she
person
had
who has
leukemia.
HIV, the person who has had cancer, the person who's banned from Russia,
and she actually had leukemia. That's the best part about it,
and that's why she loved it. Oh my god! Know your audience, kids. Know your audience. We have an interesting question here, and something we haven't really talked about on Inside the Drag Closet before. Orion would like to know, Jules, I have never heard of a leather artist before as a performance genre. What do you do?
So it's not necessarily so much me as a performance genre. Like, I don't perform leather. I am actually technically a leatherman. I enjoy leather. I belong to a leather club. We're a social club who raises money for different charities. That's me and my husband. Both of us.
Philadelphia Pride.
That was Central PA Pride. The year that I won my
I knew it was a Pride.
Of course,
I knew that much.
I actually used to work as a leather artisan. I was an apprentice for 3 years. I made a whole bunch of leather gear. I wear leather. I go to different events. The leather community is really supportive of lots of different body types. And we overall help raise a lot of money for different charities, most of them featuring HIV and AIDS. So it's not a performance stuff, but it is definitely part of my life in a very big way.
some of the biggest fundraising events, very specifically for HIV and AIDS issues, come from the leather community, and they are so supportive and do a lot. And it's one of those weird situations where people are so quick to put down the leather community when you don't understand it. You know, the leather community does so much for the queer community in general.
They're also very welcoming to everyone, even if you're not a member of that community. I mean, personally, I'm not in the leather community, but every single year in the Philadelphia Pride Parade, I have walked with Jules and the Philadelphia leather clubs down the parade route in full drag. And they've accepted it. They're just like, absolutely, come on in. It's a whole family. And they're not just like, they're not clicky like drag queens can be.
Mm-hmm.
It's very refreshing.
Yeah.
I will say, I feel like the main reason that the leather community is so accepting and so charitable is because for the longest time, back, like the 70s and 80s, when it was very political, being gay was seen as being like on the outskirts and being a delinquent, and the leather community has always embraced their delinquency. So we've always stood up and been like, no, this is who I am. Fuck you if you don't like it. And so we've created the safe spaces. We've created the different things. And that's why they're so supportive of everyone in the community and why they've raised a whole bunch of money, because they're like, nah, we see you doing the things that you want to do. And we're happy that you're doing those things. Come join us.
I love that. That's such a good message. I wish the rest of the world was like that.
Yeah.
Guess who just popped in? Miss Asia Monroe. Saying these mugs. Now, Robin wants to know, I love having twins on the show and twins watching, because this is such a perspective I wouldn't have thought of. Was it hard for you to make friends when you were younger? With the built-in best friend, we had a hard time making friends.
I want to say yes and I want to say no. In certain aspects, it was harder. In certain aspects, it wasn't. For the vast majority of our schooling time and even our summertime, we went to a summer theater program. We specifically requested to be in different classes. So for all of our school time, we were not in the same classes until into high school, when we took the same career path, because we went to a vocational school. But for the longest time, we weren't constantly in the same classes together, and we weren't constantly in the same shows together during our summer program. So we had the ability to make friends without the other one right next to us.
Yeah. It did turn out that a lot of our friends overlapped, and it kind of just became, oh, we're all friends. Cool. And we would hang out together outside of school and things like that. But it was really nice to have the ability. And that was something that my mom actually asked us when we were growing up. Kindergarten, we were in the same class. And then after that, she specifically asked, do you want to stay in the same classes, or do you want to go into separate classes going forward? And I'm very grateful for her asking that, because it did give us that opportunity.
I love that.
To create our own personalities without the other one being there constantly.
Huh. And you know what's funny about that? Vicky, not a few seconds after that question, basically asked the exact same question.
I saw that. I was like, I'm waiting for that.
Yep. That's crazy. My husband Derek has a question as well. Has being a twin ever made either of you feel like it was harder to be unique?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. For a very long time growing up, because we had very similar lifestyle with like performing and doing theater and all that stuff. Everyone kind of grouped us together as, oh, it's just these two people. You're the same thing. It wasn't until I found drag and Jules found the leather community that we kind of were able to completely separate and like become our own people and really come into our own and figure out what exactly we like. We both absolutely appreciate every part of the other person's community. Like, I love my leather bears, but leaving it at that. Jules loved in the drag community as well, has been around many times for almost all of my shows back when they lived down here, and would on more than one occasion help me dress, which I know we were talking about earlier. Having a dresser for any kind of event, anything that you're doing, he was always there for me. It was really great for that.
And even now, I'm still there for a lot of the queens up in our area.
Yeah,
like even specifically like when we have pageant nights, if there's, and I've never specifically helped the pageant contestants, but like if I'm there, I'm helping all of the guest performers like get cinched, get in their heels, do whatever they need.
If you ever need somebody to tie you in a corset, go to this bitch.
I second that.
I know how to tie a corset. You will not be able to breathe, but you will look amazing.
Absolutely facts.
I've been very much like at different shows talking up. I just got a new corset. It's mesh, so it still breathes, but it cinches where it needs to.
I actually just recently switched from wearing a steel-bound corset to just doing 2 different waist cinchers.
Yeah.
Still allows me all of the flexibility that I didn't have with the steel bones, because I would still dance and do all the things that I do, but I found that like my high kicks weren't as high because I would get stuck, or when I would drop into a split, it would break open the seams on the corset. But switching over to the waistband, the waist cinchers that are all elastic, still gives the figure.
Mm-hmm.
And allows the flexibility that is desperately needed.
It gives you the figure without the loss of sensation in your legs.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy.
I did want to add on to what Sasha said earlier about us being grouped together. What she said is not wrong at all. For the longest time, throughout all of our time that we were part of, from like literally like 4th grade through to senior year, we were part of a show choir and performing group down in South Jersey. And every single time that we'd walk anywhere, it would just be, hey, it's the insert last name, but multiple. Everyone knew us as the blanks. That was it.
Yeah.
It was like we didn't have our own individualized personality to the vast majority of the people in the shows. So it definitely did become really nice once we were able to like get out and do our own thing. Because like I go to my leather events and no one confuses me for Sasha, and she goes to her drag events and nobody confuses her for me. And
it also helps that you move 2 hours away.
But even then, like if I go like when I come down to Jersey and Philly, and like if I go to Asbury Park for anything, we're not being mistaken. We're not being grouped together. Like they might say, oh, you're like, you know, this person, but I'm not, but we're not like, oh, mashed together the entire time by everyone. So it's nice.
Nice. I like that. So I wanted to share a photo that I found on Facebook, and I just wanted the 2 of you to talk about it for a little bit. Does that sound fun?
Sure.
Nervous. It's a cute one. So what do you kids think about this lovely photo here?
I think I look fucking ridiculous. Why are my eyes like that?
I love that photo. That is so for those of you who aren't aware, that is Sasha, myself, and our mother. She's been a big supporter of being who you are and living your truth no matter what.
Yeah, she's accepted us both unconditionally our entire lives. I remember back to like wanted a baby doll for Christmas. I got a baby doll for Christmas. When I finally came out to her, this is my... I always forget about this story. I had been dating this girl from like 4th grade through 8th grade. We broke up for a while because she called me gay. I called her a lesbian. Her friend stabbed me with a spork in the lunchroom. It was a whole ordeal. When I finally did come out to her, it was after we had broken up. She's like, why'd you break up with her? Yada, yada. I was like, we're going to different high schools. Yeah. She's like, that's bullshit. Why'd you break up with her? I was like, I can't say it. I was sitting at the computer and I sent her an email and all it said was, I'm gay. And we're still on the phone at this point. And she goes, oh, I knew that. Like, you couldn't have fucking clued me in. She's like, you had to learn on your own terms and come to accept who you are for other people to accept you. And she's like, I've never tried to change you. I've never tried to do anything like that. She's been absolutely amazing and is still both of our number one supporters and will forever be our number one supporter.
Aw, that's incredible.
Yeah.
In fact, I think so. When I ran for my title of Philadelphia 2018, she wanted to be there, and I think I told her that I didn't want her there, specifically because there's a fantasy portion of the contest, and I did not know what the other person was going to be doing.
It was a little risque.
I assumed as much. I
just want
details now.
Meanwhile, I have also performed in a weekly contest.
Jules,
and I had to lip sync for my life. And my balls may or may not have popped out on stage.
While she was in the audience.
While my mother was in the audience.
On Facebook Live.
So
all
like,
you hear is, up, nope. And the screen just goes to the side. It's the funniest thing ever.
It was an experience,
to say the least.
That is beautiful.
So like my mom, like I said, my mom's always been a big supporter of us. The very first time I went to a leather event, you'll notice in the photo that I have a whip around my neck. That's my 6-foot whip that I absolutely love. It makes a great crack noise.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
I constantly would walk through Philadelphia Pride Festival, like during the Pride Parade. I'd just be walking down the street whipping it, scaring the crap out of the straights. Wonderful time.
As one does.
Like you do.
As you do. But the very first time I went to a leather event that was semi-local, I purchased my very first flogger. And I came home and I was so excited about it. I showed my mom. And she just looks, she's holding it and she looks at me and she goes, do you like being hit? Do you like hitting people? And I'm like, it's a little bit of both. And she goes, okay, as long as you're happy and healthy and safe.
That's literally her saying.
That is her saying. As long as you are happy, healthy, and safe, she's fine with it. And she's very happy to have us doing what we do.
Aw, that's incredible. To have such a supportive parent is the best thing in the world.
We have
like I've told the story before. I love my mother. When I came out to her, her response was, "Oh, do you have a job?" Cool. That's not what I was expecting. It's not what I wanted. I wanted a fight, but okay. Thank you for your acceptance.
Yeah.
And in the words of Trixie Mattel, she could not be less impressed with me. But I appreciate that because she has her own life going on and she has 2 other kids and they're in college now. And yeah, God, but I love.
You're a fully realized adult.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, is that a thing?
I mean, it's
people adults.
This isn't even my final form.
Oh, you're gonna mega wolf next.
Orion just said, my mother will be coming to see me perform in drag for the first time on the 18th. She didn't approve of me getting into drag, so I'm more nervous for this show than my first pageant. Any advice?
I always say whenever, like in this kind of situation, just let it happen. Whatever reaction they may have or they may not have, that's not on you. It's their reaction. It's what they chose to react with. That should not change how you present and how you do things. You need to stay true to how you feel, what they say or anything like that affect you. Also, smoke a bowl. Fuck it. Weed helps everything, bitch.
I would also like to add, maybe potentially don't do a number dedicated to her at the event.
That.
Because if she chooses to react not politely, that would be awkward as fuck for you and for the audience. But more so for you, because that's just like, I poured my heart and soul out in this number for you, and you didn't take it well. So I would avoid doing a number dedicated to her. Even if it's dedicated to her in your heart, don't do it. Like, if you have a song that you really like, that you know that she loves, maybe don't do that one.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're going to be sitting there in your heart being like, this one's for my mom. I really hope she likes it. And then she doesn't. That's going to be heartbreaking. And I don't want you to go through that, because no one wants you to go through that.
Do that if she starts coming to shows regularly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, that's a down the road kind of thing.
Yeah.
Orion would also like to point out, nice Pokemon curtains, by the way.
Thanks. My husband made them for me.
I have that same fabric somewhere in my hoard.
Speaking of fabric, Sasha, you have a lot going on right now, construction-wise.
Yes. So I don't know if people from other areas are going to be very well aware of it. I don't know if it's big out in Central PA. If you
not really big, but some people know about it.
The channels, just the Mummers is the Philadelphia's longest running. I actually work for one of the costume shops that make costumes for the Mummers. So I have 16 costumes sitting right here next to me in arm's reach that I am in the process of putting together and putting sequin on. I can show you a little glimpse. They look like this. It's very glittery, very sequined. They're not anywhere near done, but I have 16 of those, and then a even more elaborate one. I'm lucky enough to be gifted 2 industrial sewing machines, so I can sew anything. And I've been working on getting my pattern making and figuring all that stuff together, and I've got about 150 yards of various fabrics sitting in a pile on top of a pallet that I'm going to eventually start working on creating new dress costumes. But it's keeping me busy.
How long ago was it that there was a bit of a weird controversy about the Mummers Parade, because there was a drag troupe that performed and people thought that was not the tea, when in fact it was?
That was Brittany Lynn and her drag mafia. That was, I want to say, about 5 or 6 years ago now.
They're still around. They are still here. They're part of the comics division, I think. Originally they started off performing in between the sets, convention center, and each club had like a drag queen that they were given, and it was like supposed to match the theme or something. That was like the year before I became a mummer, so I don't really know all that much information about it. But they are still around. They're very much there. Mummers have been a little delayed on catching up to the times. to say the least. There
Specifically the comic.
There are certain groups that have done not so good things, i.e. blackface, transphobia, homophobia, all that fun stuff. But as a collective, you push past that and get away from any of the previous history that they have with those topics, and are doing a pretty damn good job, if I say so myself, of trying to be as inclusive as possible, making sure that nothing is offensive to any cultural and no cultural stereotypes or anything like that. Like, there are certain times that people have done an Oriental theme where they go in for the very elaborate Asian inspired outfits from like years ago and all this fun stuff. In order for them to be able to do that, they have to get permission from the local communities that represent that theme in order to make sure that it's not offensive. They have to go through all of the different channels to make sure that everything is as PC as possible and as accepting, and I'm very proud of that for them.
That's very smart. That's, that it's part of the systemic racism that has been a part of this country for ages. Mm-hmm. And it's so nice to see a group like the Mummers going, we're not going to be a part of that anymore. We want to celebrate different cultures, but we don't want to take away from those cultures or steal from those cultures. So that's very smart.
Yeah, it's been slow in process, I feel. But over time, and I hate to say it like this, but as the older people die and the young people take over, things are going to start shifting more into the current day, which is where we luckily are on our way towards.
Yeah. I love that. There was another picture here that I wanted to talk about. Actually, I showed this picture already, but I just wanted Jules to chat about this for a second. This lovely picture here.
Yeah, so that is me and my husband. I think we were still just engaged at that point, because we only got married about a year ago. But that is both of us at Central PA Pride here in Harrisburg. That was the year that we did it in the Capitol Park instead of down by the river, because the river had flooded and it was gross. So they moved it to the Capitol Park, and it's been really big success there now since they moved it. But we were just walking around, just having a wonderful time, and we ran into people that we knew, and they found out that we were engaged, and they were like, oh my God, we want to take a photo of you guys because you guys are like so happy. And so they took a photo of us, and we're both wearing leather. He's wearing our club vest, so and it has all the pins on it. And
I have the same shirt.
And I'm wearing my title sash, which I still have. My title is now defunct, so I am now and for always your current reigning Philadelphia Fetish.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah,
we don't.
It's like, I know someone in Eric Jaffe down in Philly. Love them to death. But before they started doing drag, they were they used to do ukulele and used to sing live at different events. And they would always introduce themselves as the world reigning champion ukulele artist, because there was only ever one contest and that was it, and they won. They won the title back in like 2008, but there was no contest after. So they're the world reigning national, or like they're the world reigning champion of ukulele playing.
I love that. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing I want to talk about, every week my husband comes up with an incredible drag tip, and we're going to talk about tonight's drag tip, and I would like some feedback on this.
Mm-hmm.
Derek's helpful drag tip. Having an assistant or dresser in the dressing room at a show is a privilege, not a right. It is solely your responsibility to police your entourage. Their bad behavior and your lack of action will absolutely affect your future bookings.
Yeah, no, entirely. As someone who
Absolutely.
has been a dresser for multiple different performers in multiple different genres and everything. You, as the entourage and dresser, are existing as an extension of whoever you're dressing. Whatever you do, whether it be good or bad, goes right back to whoever you're dressing. So if you're at a pageant and you're dressing for someone and you're making a fucking fool of yourself, you're making a fool of your contestant. And it absolutely is a right. It's not it's a privilege. Sorry, let me rephrase. Got it mixed up. It's a privilege because not everyone has dressers. And like sometimes you get to be a dresser and you get to go back there, and sometimes you find out like someone doesn't have a dresser and you're like, oh, let me step in and help. But that's because they need help, not because they need a dresser. Yeah. You should be able to get dressed on your own. If you can't, maybe wear a different outfit.
Agreed. There are certain outfits that definitely need assistance. The outfit I wear to the run, beautifully made rainbow corset that I can't do myself. And Jules has helped me every single time I've been in it. Thank God, because unfortunately, most of the other performers are like, I don't know how to tie a corset. I'm like, what? But it is definitely a privilege to have, because you need to make sure, like Jules is saying, that they are on their best behavior. You need to police them, because the second that they do something wrong, it comes back to you. So if they're getting sloppy drunk and they're getting kicked out of the venue, guess who might be next? It's you.
Let's look at that corset for a second, shall we?
Oh, yes. I actually made the underdress for that, too.
Oh, that's so cute.
It is a full circle skirt with rainbow waist, and then along the bottom line is just the rainbow squares all the way around as well. I learned very early on that is, if I'm wearing that for any extended amount of time, sneakers. You don't got to wear heels with that. That shit hits the floor. Don't got to worry about it.
Yeah. My husband wants to add to his drag tip of the week. Outside of pageants, most performers for a normal show do not need a dresser. Half of the time, it's just a way to get a friend or a spouse into the show. That's
I mean, I'm here for that, though. Like, if I'm able to be like, oh, I'm it's because like I want them to be at the show, whether they can afford it or not, is their situation. But I want them there, and I want them to be able to support and be able to be there. And it's easy enough to be able to be like, hey, this is my person. They're coming in. They're helping me. Even if they don't help you at all, you got them into the show for free. It's a good gesture for you as a friend. I never have any issues with that.
Yeah.
Just make sure that they're not being a fucking fool.
And that's the thing. Like, full disclosure, I was at a show this week. The dressing room was fast-paced. It was a 5-person show, so we were clipping along. But one person in the dressing room, sloppy drunk and loud and just in our faces, and I was done with them. They started falling. They started knocking stuff over. And I was like, you need to not be in here. And I looked at the person who put the show together. Everyone knows I am a very nice, very friendly person, but every once in a while, there's that Jade in there that comes out. And I looked right at the guy who ran the show. I was like, you get him out of here or I will. And I will hurt some feelings if I have to. And he was like, I'll deal with it. Thank you. And, you know, he was drunk and having a good time. But there's a difference between drunk and having a good time and then causing a scene and making the person you came with look bad. And the girl he came with, amazing, sickening performer. Like, I would love to work with her again. We totally clicked. We had never met before. And I want to work with her again, but her friend was a problem.
I have one more thing to add to this. You also, as performers and queens, help each other out.
Yes.
Do not sit there while somebody else is struggling. If you see that somebody needs a zip up, if you see that somebody needs a lacing into their corset, help. We are a community. We are not supposed to, like, I get it. We're all trying to like get ourselves ready. But if you take 5 seconds to help somebody else out, they'll do it in return. That's one of the things that I've loved about a lot of the shows that I've been in, is that the people I perform with are very much a family to me. And we would show and kiki and chat and sit there for like 2 hours and just visit. But when it comes time for the show, it is like, get the things done. Hey, can you zip me? Hey, can you unzip me? Whatever somebody else needs, you jump in and do it. It is part of keeping the show flowing. Whether they need the help or not, you can always offer.
I've slowly been learning that different areas are not like that, and I don't understand it. And I'm not gonna, like, literally, if I see a girl struggling with her outfit, I'm like, girl, can I help? Like, I'm also one of those people, I don't wait until my number, like, I don't hang out after my number. I go, I change, I get ready for my next number. I'll hang out when the show is done.
I sit after my number. We have been brunches, so we kind of have like sets where it's like we do like everybody does their number. The host comes up the stairs, and we all get changed. We do the next set, same thing and everything. I'm also a big bitch and I sweat a lot, so I need a minute to like sit there with nothing, like no costume on, just in like my undergarments, and just like breathe and cool down. And that is something I will always. But I'm also like, a lot of the stuff I wear is just like, oh, let me throw it on, put some shoes on, boom, we're ready.
I love that. I'm the same. There are so many times, like, there are so many embarrassing photos of me just backstage at a show. Like, panties and a bra, and that's it. Yep. Just no wig. But I'm still ready for my next number on time.
For me. They don't even get panties for me. That's one more layer for me to have to sweat through.
I love that. I wanted to talk up one more thing before we head out for the evening, and it's something for the holidays. Let me get the correct information in front of me. So my wonderful husband, who just shared his drag tip with us, is doing a fundraiser right now. His channel, PA Street Scene, is making a Facebook event tomorrow, and this fundraiser is for the Families United Network for Foster Kids. So anybody who donates to, where is it? At pass_kids_xmas, 100%, that's on Venmo, by the way, 100% of that money is going to the Families United Network. So, and to draw attention to that, my husband has decorated his car with thousands of Christmas lights. So if you see the PA Street Scene Volkswagen, make sure you say hello, and make sure you donate. Let those kids have an amazing holiday season as well.
Jade, I'm going to punch your husband in the tit next time I see him.
Why? Because of the car?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just to check, is that blood splatter underneath of the Christmas lights?
No, let me pull up a picture without. It's actually a jawbreaker. He repaints the car every year. This year it was a jawbreaker, and the photo is uploading right now.
Oh, that is so cool.
It's super cute. But yeah, he wants to use, very similar to the drag and leather communities, he wants to use that car to raise money for causes.
Mm-hmm.
So let's take another look at it, because now that all of the lights are on there, that paint job is done. So next year, he's got another fun project for it, and he hasn't told me what it is yet.
We'll find out.
Yep.
Keep us informed. I want to know.
Exactly. Oh, I will. He says thank you to everybody. Now, we are reaching the end of our episode. It is just about 10 o'clock. I know we're going to hang out for a little bit after this. Don't you worry. But I wanted to give you both a chance to say goodnight to everybody out there, starting with Sasha. Any last words for the kids at home?
Live your life. have fun. If somebody has an issue with it, fuck them.
Like
not actually.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you want to,
consensually,
like consensually, obviously, but also, come here. You're gonna act like you don't want to say goodbye to everybody. Come on. He'll come up eventually.
Are we getting attitude?
Yeah, he's looking like, what you want from me? What you want?
Do I have an appearance fee? Am I getting paid for this? What is going on?
He's walking away.
Oh, boo.
The puppy says goodnight.
There he goes up the stairs.
Nice. How about you, Jules?
I don't really punch a bitch, but make sure that no, not even consensually. Just make sure that they hit you first, because then it's self-defense.
Oh, valid.
Like, if you really want to get into a fight with someone, make sure that they hit you first, because then it is self-defense.
Well, thank you for tuning into our last episode of Inside the Drag Closet, kids.
Puppy.
There we go.
Oh, Randalopoulos.
Mom, I want to lick all of your lipsticks off. Num, 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 num. I want to thank the two of you for being here and filling in super last minute. I have had such an amazing time tonight. I adore the two of you so much. I still love the fact that, Sasha, when I first met you, I didn't realize you were twins. And I was like, what is going on? I'm so happy to have both of you in my life. We definitely need to hang out more. Everyone out there, I want to thank you for tuning in. You keep this show alive and you keep it lively. This was a crazy one tonight. Don't forget to get your tickets for Divas Down Under. You can find the event on Facebook already. And next week, we have an incredible episode. We are going to continue our twinning with the incredible Harpy Daniels and Trixie Valentine. So make sure you tune in. What were you going to say?
I can't. Those photos.
Right? They literally just sent these to me, and I'm like, oh, God, seriously? You two Muppets? Alrighty, kids. We have reached the end of our episode, so there is one thing left to say, and that is, good night, kids!
Night.
Night.
You've been listening to WLFE-DB.com, where our shows are your shows.